Ugh. Welcome back to the shop. It's a lovely winter day today. We didn't get hit too bad by it, but it'll probably be gone in a week. But over the weekend, this guy showed up. That's right, it's QX80 time. This one's a little worse for the wear, from what I can see. No mirror. Got some scratches. Got some bumper mars. Got a lot of bumper mars. Can't see it under the snow. Dents, door dings. Not too horrible. Got this side too. Whole front bumper. Front bumper. Oh my. Poor old girl. Ooh, pretty clean inside. Oh goodness, it's cold. Fires up at idle is 192,931 miles. Service engine soon lights on. Let's see. Oil pressure looks good. Let's let it get up to temperature and we'll see what this thing does. Pretty clean car, kinda. Headliner's not all destroyed. Front seats look pretty good. I'm gonna let this thing warm up a little bit. Probably knock the snow off of it. I'll be right back. Alright, got her in the building. Doesn't sound too bad. Alright, so we got a crank position sensor code P0335. We'll verify that. Heated oxygen sensor bank 1, sensor 1, so front O2 sensor on bank 1. Honestly, this has 200,000 miles on it, so I would recommend all 4 of the O2 sensors if they haven't already been done. Battery current sensor. This thing's running at 13.9 volts, so the sensor's probably been bypassed to maximize the charging system, which that's the sensor. That's not great. The sensor might be bad and it might be disconnected. But that's not something that's going to make it go into a default, which is the concern. The crank position sensor, though, that crank position code will definitely make it go into default. So let's do our diagnostic for the P0335. And if it does not have a proper crank sensor from Infiniti in it, it's going to get replaced. Little history on this vehicle. This came from, well, it's got plates on it from Indiana. I don't know if the car's actually from Indiana or not. But it was dropped off to us over the weekend. Ooh, that's vibrating. Why do I not feel that in the steering wheel? Must just be the arm of the door and the engine vibration. That's different. Never felt that before. But anyway, back to the task at hand, which is not putting my hand on that door now. P0335 is a crankshaft position sensor code, so it could have a bad crankshaft position sensor. It's not seeing 1 degree of reference. I should probably put a lab scope on it and see what it reads. But the history of this car is the people that brought this to us just had an engine put in it. So my first question is the tone ring on the crankshaft on the flywheel, is it damaged from engine install? Because that would give us a 335, and the car runs, and we have RPM signal, but we have the 335 code. Normally 335 code and the crankshaft position sensor is bad. The car wouldn't run because it wouldn't have an RPM signal. So I'm probably going to pull the crank position sensor out and inspect the tone ring to see if I have a broken or damaged tooth on the tone ring, and then we'll go from there. So let me get the authorization from the customer to do so, and we'll see if we can move forward. Looks like it's going to need some air compressor work. She's got a saggy diaper. Alright, so there's our crank sensor. Still has somebody's probe in it. Sensor looks like it's been replaced. So my first question is going to be, was it replaced with a actual Nissan part? It's a Denso part, might be a factory one. Let's pull it out of there and check our teeth. I don't know that those are supposed to be loose. The O-ring's not on it, that's awkward. There's supposed to be an O-ring on it to seal it for moisture, so we'll get a known good one from Infiniti for it. And you may not be able to see the little tab, but there's a bunch of these little teeth on the flywheel. On a good flywheel, you can see it uses all these little teeth to indicate, and if you're putting an engine or a transmission in one of these and you bend one of these or break them, it can cause this code. So I'm going to rotate that engine over and see if I have a bent or broken tab on it, and I think that's probably what we're going to find. Definitely want to get an OEM sensor for it as well. I don't have any test units, but I'll work on getting one of those so that I have one to swap out in the future. So I removed the front tray. He's going to need an air compressor pretty soon. I think I'd have just replaced that while I had the engine out. But that's me. I've got my 19mm socket on my crankshaft, and I'm going to watch this guy as it turns over and see if maybe there's our gap. What are we missing then? Other than an O-ring, because the sensor part number is a factory part number. The Denso aftermarket is a different part number, but Denso is the OE equipment for this car. But it is actually an OE number on the sensor, so we'll put an O-ring on it. I don't think the O-rings are a problem. Let's start with that and see what happens, I guess. Alright, so I verified our Crank position sensor is actually a correct Infiniti component, and it is brand new. So when I was looking at these tabs, you can see those, if you can see that guy in there, I don't know. They're not easy to see. There you can see it. But I watch these as they go around, and they have a white speck of paint on them. That one's got a scrape on it. So it's possible that the paint's been worn off somehow. So I'm wondering if that one with the scrape on it is bent a little bit. And these are super brittle. If I try and straighten it, it will probably break. Ouch. Get back on there, you Sally. Now to add to the mix, on IATN, so to add to things, we have a message from 2021 on IATN. Guy says he has a Nightmare, has a PO335. He checked, he has 5 volts to sensor ground is good, no shorts to ground or voltage, and I have continuity in the correct pins at the computer. So he ends up saying, thank you all for your input. As it turns out, this was all my fault. Yes, I bent one little tooth on the flex plate. I put my camera in the crank position sensor hole, and I watched as I slowly rotated the engine by hand, and lo and behold, that tooth looked a little funny. I tried to straighten it, but it made a crack, and so I tested it, and sure enough, it broke right off. So now I have a new flex plate and bolts coming. If you want to add any tips in replacing it, other than don't do stupid things, those will be appreciated as well. Thanks, everyone. So it's looking pretty much like we have a bent tab on the flex plate. These things are super sensitive, and like I said, those flex plate tabs are very, very brittle. So if you bend it, and you have to bend it back to right where it needs to be, so the key there is don't bend it. But I'll run a couple more tests and verify it. But I think I'm going to be putting a flywheel in this car. So I think that's where we're going. At least that's what it's looking like. Sometimes they're not easy to figure out, and sometimes it's a technician installed problem. That's probably what we have here today. All right, well, we're going to put this one back together for now, pull it outside. We're waiting to hear back from the dealership, from our parts guy at one of our local dealers. And we've learned through trial and error that the Infiniti QX56 and the QX80 has a very finite ability to interchange engines. I think it's like 11 through 13 and early 13. And then like 14, some of them will interchange down. 15 will only interchange with a 15, and 16 up actually goes to dual. I think 16 up goes to variable intake and exhaust valves, so they're even more complex, and they won't interchange down at all. So after looking at this vehicle for the P0335 crankshaft position sensor code, we verified it has a brand new Infiniti sensor. We've got ground, we've got power, we've got our 5-volt reference. It is a Hall effect sensor that reads the tangs on the flywheel. All the tangs on the flywheel are there. One of them definitely looked like it had a nick, but that's actually not our problem. We called the customer who sent this vehicle to us, who's actually a repair shop that installed the engine in this 198,000 mile vehicle, and they ordered the engine from LKQ. It should be a guaranteed to fit unit, and it probably would work, but it didn't come with a flywheel. It was probably damaged when they took it out, so they probably took it and chucked it in the recycle bin. The problem is when the technician swapped the flywheel over from the old engine, the dowel that aligns the flywheel to the crankshaft was offset a little bit. So he ground the hole out and made it work, and that's what's causing our code.
Well, as you can see, Rich was rudely interrupted by a phone call, so I'll finish this video off for you. As you can see, the Infiniti has come apart. We're actually on the way back together right now, and we should have a resolution for this situation here very shortly. But you wouldn't think something as small as one of these little tangs being screwed up would be the problem, but that's probably where we are. We'll know here shortly whether or not that's the case or not. Not sure if you're going to see anything more about this vehicle or not. Maybe, possibly. We haven't had a chance to really drive it, so once you kind of get it out on the road and can actually properly test drive the thing, we'll see if there's anything other issues that the customer wants us to handle. If not, we'll get this one done, get it back to the customer, move on to the next one. Thanks for being here, guys. We truly do appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. We are a normal automotive repair facility here. This is not just all hot rods and race cars and stuff. We do work on just normal car stuff as well, and we've become pretty well known for the Infiniti stuff. So if you happen to have a QX56 or QX80 and you need engine work or whatever it is, or if you have something else that you would like us to repair for you, give us a call, bring it in, we'll take care of you. Thanks for being here. We'll see you. Bye-bye.